for the Utah Jazz. Otherwise, they played a great game, the Jazz.
Anthony, short, and a foul called out front. Ken Maurer, Bill Spooner, Leon Wood, our officiating crew. And just like that, the team that goes to the line the most in the NBA and makes the most free throws, 13 seconds in, 2 for Carmelo Anthony.
Yes, and when you're guarding one of the premier scorers in the NBA, the one thing you don't want to do is give him extra points by sending him to the foul line. Remember, of those 42 points, only 4 of them came from the free throw line in game 1.
Foul was assessed to C.J. Miles. These young Jazz players, huge challenge. Miles and Wesley Matthews.
And save it, for the right moment.
And Jerry Sloan told us before the game, we'd like to run a little more half court in this game. Anthony, tough layup on the interior. He took it right to the rim.
That was the insurance policy in case Boozer should decide to leave at the end of the season.
Anthony, the drop step and the flush. Carmelo Anthony on a rack attack.
Jerry Sloan talking to the official about the fact that he wrapped his arm around him when he made that baseline move.
Anthony off the feed from Kenyon Martin, and Carmelo Anthony now has 8. A very emotional situation, obviously. How about the scoring here in game 2? Anthony fouled on the reverse attempt. He got pushed in game 1, finishing with 20 points, 4 of 10 from three-point range. Kyle Korver in for the first time for Utah.
Going back to Adrian Dantley and George Karl. George has been in constant contact with Adrian Dantley. Recommendations here, they're answering questions. And they talked before the opening game. George told me, go out and just have fun and do the job you've been doing. They did not talk.
Time right now for the Cold Hard Facts, presented by Coors Light. Denver, one of the best scoring teams in the NBA, 30-1 when they score over 110 points per game. Thanks to plays like that. Carmelo Anthony, he's got 12.
Simply posted Anthony, and he went before Fosenko could get there in time to put a good double team on. Could be
Denver leading the points in the paint category, 20-14. And a foul called on Miles. Anthony trying to get a clean look. Carmelo Anthony, 83% shooter this season. Career playoff high, 42 points in the opener. He's averaging 36 points per game against Utah this season. 3-time All-Star, one of the elite scorers in the NBA. He's got 13 tonight, and he's matured.
And right there, you'll see his 6th free throw attempt already. Last game when he scored 42, he just had 4 attempts. See how much more confidence he plays with when Lawson is guarding him versus a Flower.
Anthony back on the floor and promptly lays it in on a banker. Utah leads at 76-62. Anthony off the timeout with a set play. Isolation for Anthony going to the goal. Williams gives up his dribble. Boozer stolen away by Anthony. Anthony able to maintain his dribble. Anthony on the move. Count it on the inside. Timeout, Jerry Sloan. 20 points for Carmelo Anthony. And here come the Nuggets.
That's what we just got done talking about. You know they're going to make their run. You've got to use your timeouts wisely. This is a guy that did it in the 4th quarter for him in game number 1. J.R. Smith getting the crowd on their feet. Then Carmelo Anthony out hustling him to the loose ball, finishing over 2 defenders.
Turnover number 14 for Utah. Williams has 6 himself. 76-71. And a foul called. Second foul called against Wesley Matthews. And Carmelo Anthony at the free throw line. Numbers were down last season. That was not the case this season. 28.2 points per game. And now he's got 22 tonight. Denver is within 3. 2 misses from the line for Boozer. And another whistle, this time Leon Wood from the baseline making the call. And Wesley Matthews has just picked up his 3rd foul. It's a 12-0 run. And Carmelo Anthony with a chance to tie this game at 76.
If you're Jerry Sloan, you're sitting there, you're talking to your assistant, Phil Johnson right next to you, and you're trying to figure out a way, how do we stop this? And you know, if you have your normal complement of players, you get somebody in there that can help. But when you're short-handed, you got two of your starters out. You keep searching and searching for ways to break this run. And sometimes you can't find an answer.
14-0 run for Denver. They have tied this one up at 76. Anthony, the drive, counted and a foul. Anthony going to the free throw line, a chance to tie this one up.
Remember we talked about opening the angle up of the defender? Watch how he just all of a sudden is by the first defender and he's deep into the lane. You've got to change your body angle and try and square him up a little bit more.
C.J. Miles picks up the personal foul. That's number 3 on him.
And you know, there's a difference between 18 for 25, as there was when see Melo make that foul shot, as Melo was in game number 1, struggling to make that jump shot.
And Utah shooting 36% in the second half after shooting 68% in the first half. Anthony a spin and draws the foul. 7:08 to play. Denver in front. This is a Nuggets team that went to the Western Conference Finals last year for the first time since 1985. Lost to the eventual champion. But last year was the first time that they've actually gotten out of the first round in 7 years.
Remember, it was just a string of first-round losses, and many times that basically is due to who you wind up facing in that first round. I think it's very often that you have more block shots than you do rebounds.
No.
Right now, Kenyon Martin, 3 blocks, just 1 rebound for the game.
Second attempt, Carmelo. Gifted score. He can hurt you in so many different ways, and he's got 30 tonight on the heels of his 42-point performance in game 1. Phillips setting it up. Anthony, drop step, baseline, can't stop it. Carmelo Anthony.
If you let him turn baseline, you can't get any double team help unless you're rotating early from the baseline side. So bring him back when you can get help from the top.